Monday night. What should I do? I know. Let's surf around on YouTube. Always gotta be something fun out there to watch, right? Oh, Baltmatrix has a new video out? And I got a notification? Oh, be still my heart. Oh, I love this channel. I would have never known about half of those Transformers if it wouldn't have been for Balt. I mean, I know his channel got screwed heavily because of Copa, but you know what? I'm still a diehard fan. Ah, yes. I'm still a diehard fan. Ah. Well, let's see what the new video is. Oh my god! Transmetal Megatron. Oh, be still my heart. Oh, be still my heart. Wait a minute, that's not Megatron. Why does it say Beast General Metal Tyrannosaurus Rex? Okay, it's a third party. Oh, that's fine. Wait, why does it look so crappy? What the hell? No. No! Oh, God damn! Hello, everybody, and welcome to Andrew Rants, the video series where I stand upon my metaphorical soapbox pedestal of the world, and I bitch and complain about things that annoy me, bother me, and just plain piss me off. And this is an atrocity that I just cannot sit idly by and let continue to happen. That's right, and I'd like to personally thank Baltmatrix over on his own YouTube channel for actually providing the inspiration for this said rant video. Now, believe it or not, he did not realize that I was going to watch that review of his for the Toy World TWBS001 Beast General Metal Tyrannosaurus Rex video. However, I did. Now, as many of you may know who have watched my YouTube videos, in fact, if I remember to do it right, there should be a bar popping up in the upper right corner of your screen right about now, telling you to go to a video where I bitched about wanting a remake of the Transmetal Megatron. I'll have to remember, it's right about the 2-minute mark I said that. I'll have to leave a note for myself. But anyway, I digress. What annoys me is that we have one. Now, I saw pictures of this Transmetal Megatron, God, not last year, but I think the year before. And I was ecstatic for it. Now, granted, I saw the pictures when I was doing night shifts, so, you know, it was a nice little beacon of hope. I'm not going to lie. It gave me hope to get through the year. Maybe I could find this thing on eBay and get a decent price on it and have the figure that has eluded me for so long. Transmetal Megatron. The one character that I appreciate in the Megatron form, aside from Cybertron Megatron. Oh, God, how I would kill to have that. Primus B, I would love to have that Megatron. However, sadly, the universe decides it wants to constantly F me in the A, so I'm never going to be getting that figure, unless by some magical miracle of fate I find it for real cheap on eBay and just leave it in the damn box, since that thing had a habit of breaking. Usually the torso, or the legs, or the joints, or just the hinges. Well, apparently this piece of crap has the same problems, according to Balt anyway in his review. So, first off, I appreciate that Toy World at least took the initiative to make a Transmetal Megatron. I just have one question that I'd like to safely ask. What the fuck were you thinking? Now, let's get this one right here, right out. Let's just get it right out in the open, right here, right now. I want to know, goddammit, what the fuck were you thinking? Megatron is synonymous with Transformers. Okay, sure, because you can't use the name Megatron. You have to name it something else, which is understandable. But those of us that have watched Beast Wars know this is Megatron. Okay? You don't just paint a bridge blue and call it the ocean. This is pathetic. If you're gonna remake a figure, first off, learn from the mistakes the original company made. Now, Hasbro royally dropped the ball on this one, but they just imported it. I don't think they actually had to stay in its original design, because keep in mind, a lot of the Transformer toys were coming out of Japan as they were based off of something else, or ironically used in the Japanese show's equivalent. Now, I'm not 100% sure on the Transmetal Megatron because while I do like the figure, if I'm that desperate to get my hands on one, I would rather get the one that my childhood self saw sitting on that KB toy shelf alongside Transmetal Optimus Primal. Then again, while I'm at it, I'd like to get an Optimal Optimus, preferably the one from Powers of the Primes. Ironically, because I kind of like that figure. I thought the combination was pretty cool. And if you actually make your own little fan fiction with Transformers figures, you can have the optimal part, since the small Primal figure actually goes into it as like a backpack sort of deal. You can actually have the two of them working in tangent with one another, be separate entities. It'd actually be a really cool idea. Like the Primal, like the optimal part is literally just, you know, an extra body, a sentient robot that comes along, and they combine together to form Optimal Optimus. It's just Optimal, or Optimal Primal, and this is regular Primal. And they combine together. So if you do toy fan fictions, there you go. I just gave you a sweet thing to go for. Be my guest. Just remember to credit me for the idea. But anyway, when you make a figure, okay? When you make a figure, the figure has to be better than the original if it's a remake. Now, there are some exceptions. If the original was good, and you're remaking this with a fresh coat of paint, don't fuck with it! Leave it alone! If you want to slap a new coat of paint on it, that's fine. But don't change the mechanics. Don't change anything that worked with the original figure. With the original Transmetal Megatron, the problem that we had was the torso would snap, the legs would snap, the joints would crack off. The thing was made of so weak-ass plastic that I swear, a gentle breeze or a fall from a chair would shatter that son of a bitch in seconds. And you have the audacity. No. I go one step further. You have the balls to make a figure that is worse than the original. Have you no shame? People are plopping down, what was it, $50? Balt, if you're listening to this video, feel free to correct me in the comments section. Then if it was $50, first off, the original Transmetal Megatron, the one that my childhood self saw sitting on that KB Toys shelf, was $16. Want to know how I know this? Because I was trying to scrimp together any and all money I could get, mostly pocket change I was finding hidden in the couch, to get both figures, which would have been $32 and then tax, which my mom was telling me I had to figure out. Then I eventually just said, screw the whole damn thing, and didn't get them. Then years later, I found Optimus at a yard sale. But that's beside the point. That one was $16, okay? Now, that would have been back in the 90s. Adjusting that shit for inflation, here's a news flash. We're still looking at just about $30. And ironically, for what you would consider a leader class type figure for Transformers, again, anybody in the comments, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I don't mind at this point, since I don't exactly follow the price trends for Transformer figures. I try my damnedest to buy them secondhand. So, like, I will look on eBay. I will look for secondary marketplaces like eBay and Amazon where I can get it cheaper or I can make a deal. Because Papa don't like paying full price. Okay? I don't like paying full price. Hell no. So here's my dilemma. I'm pissed. I'm annoyed. I'm angered. So, how do we rectify this? We don't. But you have a figure that's at least $50. You're charging $50 for this. First off, the color is wrong. Okay, I'm sorry, Balt. Transmetal Megatron had a lighter copper, almost like a goldish type look to his body, his armor. It was sort of like, I mean, I don't want to say copper like a penny, but think like new copper. Like you get a brand new, right from the bank, freshly minted. They just cracked the seal on that roll penny at the bank. That is the color that Megatron had, at least to my colorblind eyes anyway. So this darkish, I've had this penny for like 6 years sitting in my fucking drawer color scheme is way wrong. Though I will admit, they did get one thing right. The dinosaur head and feet do have the right shade of purple. I won't lie about that. And I'm colorblind, but even I know that that was screen accurate. At least to my eye it was. But what gets me on this, and I know this bothers Balt, there are some flaps on the back of the legs. He broke 2 spongers to get them open. He had to disassemble the goddamn leg and almost busted another, what was it? I think he said he had to take a combat knife to it. Again, Balt, if you're listening, feel free. Chime in the comment section. I welcome it. I seriously do. If you're able to, chime in the comment section. But he had to basically disassemble the goddamn figure just to get the flaps open, to transform the figure to dinosaur mode. Let me say that again. Some disassembly required just to transform this. Now, I don't know a lot about Transformers. Hell, it's only been my favorite franchise since I was like 7. So, sure, let's go with this. I'm pretty sure that when I bought a Transformer figure, it did not say requires a screwdriver to transform the legs. It doesn't require a paint scraper to pretty much pry open the head. Now, he didn't have to do that here, but I'm using that as an example. You don't have to use outside tools to transform the goddamn thing. Now, occasionally, yeah, I've had to use a flathead screwdriver if it was like a really, really, really small area or really tight piece and my fingernail couldn't get there. But most of the time, I would just use one of the attached weapons. Like, okay, this thing came with like a little sword. I'll just use it to pop it out. That's not a problem. And look, they already gave me the tool. It's built into the toy. Not a problem. I know you have to use a screwdriver for some of the batteries for ones that come with it, like the lights, sound, stuff like that. And that's fine, because you can't just have a slip-off battery cover. People will lose that thing with ease. But I want to know why and how you get off. What do you just say, screw people over? Is this what gives you your jollies, Toy World? Now look, this had better be the first and only ever Beast War toy in the Transmetal line you try remaking. Because I swear to God, I'll be back if it isn't. What annoys me about this is, besides the figure itself, now, granted, if you've seen the show, I really do mean, if you actually watch the show and you slow down the frame rate of the transformations, even though it's CGI, you can actually tell how the figures transform. I mean, hell, Transformers Cybertron, if you watch the ending or you watch the transformation sequence, it's literally showing you how to transform this. Hasbro could have just avoided putting out the freaking instructions. Just say, instructions, watch our damn show. There's your instructions. Because the transformation sequence is almost literally the same. That's how I learned to transform 90% of the ones that I own from the Transformers Cybertron line. By the way, that's one of my favorite lines. Energon's a close second. Armada's dead last. But Beast Wars was a good show, and you could easily transform the figures. Now, granted, most of the figures I had were simple, and at the time I did read the instructions. I owned Transmetal Cheetor. In fact, I had 2 of them. The one, sadly, went to the Great Toy Place in the Sky, and the other one, well, went to somebody else after I sold it on eBay because I needed the money. But it's on my list of Transformers to re-find again, because I miss Transmetal Cheetor. He's one of my favorites. But anyway, this is what annoys me. There's no accurate directions for this. I will agree with Balt on this one. You look at these directions that this figure has. It's crap. Oh, there's a website that shows you how to transform it. The website doesn't work. I actually paused the video and I typed in the URL. Nothing. Nada. Zip. Zilch. That website is as dead as my hope and will that I will eventually become a high-class YouTuber. It's never gonna happen, people! But there's a video that shows you how to transform this thing. Okay. But that doesn't work too well because you have tight as hell joints when you get it out of the box. Okay, granted, that might have just been Balt's figure, but I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say it wasn't just his. There's a good chance, I'm gonna say 99%, the 1% margin of error, that all the figures are like this. Well, gee, I don't mind tight joints on a figure from time to time, but not tight enough that you feel like you're gonna break the goddamn thing just by moving its arm. Now, I am pretty strong. I have a tendency that really have to be careful of how I move stuff so I don't break it, especially very finite action figures. Believe me, one wrong movement and I can snap a joint right off. I actually broke an Iron Man figure once doing that, and I actually had to super glue the leg. Happily, it was an armor that I really wasn't too fond of, so I wasn't that entirely heartbroken. I was still a little annoyed, but I wasn't heartbroken. And it could still technically function, I just had to super glue it so it couldn't technically move the leg anymore, but that was fine. Like I said, it wasn't exactly an armor I was hyperly fond of, and I could easily get a replacement on eBay. That being said, if you have to worry about breaking these joints, this is definitely not for kids. Hell no! Now, I will say this. Toy World did do one good thing with this figure. What did they do? They gave you the rubber ducky. The rubber ducky! Megatron in the show had a rubber ducky, and this was a fan thing for a while. People were just going nuts, like, oh my god, the rubber ducky, yes, the rubber ducky! And people just fell in love with it. I fell in love with it. I thought it was great. Then, Transmetal Megatron. Still had the rubber ducky. Transmetal 2 Megatron, I think he may have had it, but at that point he became tyrannical, reading the Covenant of Primus, and honestly, at that point, I was just hoping the show would have ended. They were lumping way too much stuff in at the last moment, and I understand it, but you actually watch the last few episodes, and it just feels like you're really watching a bad video game end plot. But I digress. They include two different rubber duckies in this one. There's a small one that looks like the original, and a Transmetal version. The Transmetal one apparently has flaky paint already on it. Literally, where it'll flake right off just by touching it. At least according to Balt, anyway. So that's great! That's great! Yeah! Oh my god. So, what's the workaround for this one, you ask? Oh, that's simple. See, there's a site out here. It's called eBay. Real great place. You meet a lot of nice people there. Interact with a lot of fun folks and find some really cool stuff. You really know how to look. On eBay, there is a seller, at least as the time of this recording, whether or not it's going to be there in a few years, I don't know, that actually makes 3D prints, mind you, a plastic rubber ducky to use with the Megatron figures. Made by them, not associated with Hasbro, just something for the collectors to enjoy. That. Just go out and buy that. Save yourself the aggravation. But then there's the big issue. Now, you figure with super tight joints, the $50 price tag, the instructions that really don't give a rat's ass, that's those super tight flaps on the back of the legs, the fact that it transforms like the original Megatron, which is the only thing it really has going for it to really be show accurate, doesn't exactly work when the arms can possibly break off. Yeah, apparently Balt even mentioned it in his video that there are some collectors out there that have bought this and have had issues with it breaking and snapping. Really? And what differentiates this from the original? Besides the higher price tag? Nothing? Oh, that makes fucking sense to me! Sure, let's have a good Megatron figure. Let's remake the Transmetal Megatron, the best Megatron that there was during the Beast era. And let's just completely fuck him the hell. No. We're just gonna take the Energon on the planet, prehistoric Earth, and just shove it straight up Megatron's tailpipe. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. The thing comes with his tail, which is cool, but you can't peg the goddamn tail into the hand right, because it's a friction peg. What the fuck is a friction peg? Was it that difficult to just put a thing in there to lock it in? Was it that difficult to do? Seriously? Or even just make an attachment that you pull off the hand, put on this little part. Since the hand's like a little peg thing, just pull the hand off, put this other part on, and it snaps right in, no problems? No? That was too difficult to do? You don't say. But then, it comes with a sword. A sword. When the holy fuck did Beast Wars era Megatron carry a sword? I know he had that Energon scalpel that he used to take out half of Rampage's spark, but that's not a sword. At best, that's a dagger. Hell, you really want to get technical about it? Let's just go Crocodile Dundee style. It's a fucking knife. No, that's a knife. Okay, that's a knife. No, this toy is Crapasaurus Rex, okay? This isn't even a Tyrannosaurus. This is Crapasaurus Rex. For $50, Toy World, you can kiss my sorry ass. I ain't gonna fucking buy this thing. If somebody sells this on eBay and marks it down to $5, and is even willing to do free shipping, $5, if they're just gonna take a bath on this, then maybe I'll consider it. And that'll only be for the fact that I can say, oh look, I have Transmetal Megatron. You get 3 different heads for this thing. Really? 3 heads? 3 heads? You can just make evil, menacing smile Megatron. No, 3 different heads. Really? Oh, okay. 3 heads. 3 heads. A sword. 2 ducks. The tail. The fact that this thing, while it does look show accurate to a point, the color scheme is off for robot mode. I mean, that copperish armor does not look right, damn it. No. I agree with Balt. This is a hard pass. Not only is this a hard pass, this is a gigantic screw you, middle finger, kiss my goddamn ass. Kiss the fattest and whitest part of my ass. Okay, I can find it for you. My butt doesn't get any damn sun. You can find the brightest part on it and the fattest part on it. You can kiss it. Pucker up, buttercups. This thing's a joke. It's this Crapasaurus Rex. You want to know what you can spend $50 on? Go buy yourself a better Megatron figure. Go on eBay. Get yourself a decent Megatron for $50. Hell, better yet, you can probably get 2 Megatrons for $50. Hell, I bought a Authentics 10-inch tank Megatron for like $7 back in November of last year. Go find that. That's out there on eBay. That thing's cheaper. Crapasaurus Rex here deserves to go straight to the Matrix. And I mean the deepest, darkest part of the Matrix. Not the bright part where the Autobots go and the Maximals go when they've sacrificed themselves and they've done a great deed that has earned them the right to enter the Cybertronian gates of Valhalla. No. That is not where this Megatron goes. This Megatron goes straight into the bowels of Cybertronian hell. And I mean straight there, on a horse-drawn carriage, complete with flaming oxes, pissed off angry gremlins, and I guarantee you, I want to hear, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the most ironic tone going down. You want to know what it's going to be? I want them to play the worst Transformers intro ever. Beast Machines. You play that goddamn song as this Megatron's going straight into the bowels of Cybertronian hell, where it belongs. $50, no accurate instructions, a website that doesn't fucking exist, and you basically have to look at this thing as like, I'm a collector. Yeah, if I'm a collector, and I have a choice between spending $50 and getting this Megatron, or $50 and buying one mint in box from the fucking 90s that some idiot has up on eBay cheaper than it should be. Gee, I think that's a no-brainer. I think I'm going to go with the El Cheapo one. You know, the one on eBay. That's the authentic one. The one built from the show. The one that doesn't have the right transformation. The one, okay, it does. But the one that does have the ability to break. And just give it in the damn box and go, look, it's authentic. It's real. It's mine. It's not Crapasaurus Rex. Toy World, get your shit together. Get your head out of your ass. If this is what you're limping to the barn with, if this is seriously what you're limping to the barn with, then I seriously question your actual mentality towards Transformers. If this is supposed to be what the best the third party can give us, that's pathetic. There are some good third-party products out there in the world, I can guarantee it. Hell, sometimes the best things are third-party because they're not hindered by what they have to do. They can make stuff that will appeal to the fans. But this doesn't appeal to anybody, except for those that are die-hard Megatron fans that are so desperate to get their hands on Transmetal Megatron that they don't mind having this knockoff piece of bullshit. This angers me. This boils my blood, boils my piss. I can feel the anger and frustration. Could you imagine somebody that's my age, in their 30s, buying this thing, reliving their childhood, going, I got my hands on a Transmetal Megatron. Sure, it's named differently, but I don't care. It's Megatron. I know this figure. And then seeing all these problems, possibly even breaking or hurting themselves to transform the damn thing to dinosaur mode, running the risk of snapping the joints, running the risk of anything going wrong, having noodly arms just trying to move them after one time. This is not how you do a Transformer justice. This is how you screw up your business. Kiss my ass. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on the Transmetal, what the hell was this thing called again? Toy World TWBS001, BS stands for bullshit, I guess. Beast General Metal Tyrannosaurus Rex. By the way, check out Baltmatrix's video on this. It's actually not geared towards kids, so it should pull up. If I remember, I'll try to put a link in the description to check it out. But check out the video. Let me know what you think. And until next time, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and this has been Andrew Rants. Thank you all so much. Now, if you excuse me, I really need a drink after this. Damn you, Toy World. You disappointed me.